The sun was blazing in the sky. The heat pressed down on Daniel as he stood at the edge of his new land. The soil was white, cracked, and dry. It smelled of salt. The coarse grains stung his hands. It felt as if the land was laughing at him. For years he had served King Salman with loyalty. Now this was his reward. A barren, cursed stretch of earth at the edge of the kingdom. The villagers avoided it. Even the oldest farmers refused to set foot on it. Daniel held a handful of soil and let it fall slowly. He felt despair rise inside him. When he returned to his small home in the oasis village, his wife Emily and their 4 children waited for him. He told her about the land. He expected her to be angry or disappointed. But Emily looked at him gently, with a mix of sadness and hope. "It is fate, Daniel," she said. "Sometimes harm brings benefit." Daniel knew the truth. Minister Charles had convinced the king to give him the cursed land. It was meant to humiliate him, to show the world that Daniel was a failure. He tried to clean the soil. He tried to dig a well. He tried to plant barley. Every seed died before it sprouted. Days passed and nothing worked. The villagers mocked him. They called him the king of the white land. Even neighbors avoided him, whispering behind his back. One night, exhausted, Daniel sat on the edge of his house. His head was buried in his hands. But that is when he saw her. A mysterious old woman approached from the desert. Her face was deeply wrinkled, but her eyes were sharp and wise. She walked slowly, leaning on a wooden staff. She sat beside him without a word. "Do you think this land is your curse?" he asked bitterly. She smiled faintly. "Do not curse the salt," she said softly. "Within it lies a treasure unseen by the eyes." Daniel did not believe her at first. He thought she was mocking him like everyone else, but her serious expression convinced him otherwise. She handed him a small cloth pouch. Inside were tiny white seeds. She said, "Plant these under the full moon. Water them only with rain. Wait patiently." That night, Daniel could not sleep. He held the seeds in his hands. He wondered if this was the end of his misery or the beginning of a miracle. He thought of his family, of Emily's calm face, and of the land that had been a source of shame. When the full moon rose, Daniel went to the land. The night was calm, with a soft breeze carrying the scent of dry earth. He dug with his hands, planting the seeds one by one. He whispered a prayer. "If this seed carries good, bless it. If evil, turn it away." Days turned into weeks. Every morning, Daniel ran to the field, hoping to see signs of life. But nothing appeared. Doubt crept into his heart. He felt the sting of failure again. Emily tried to comfort him. "You tried," she said gently. "That is what matters." Daniel refused to give up. He believed in the words of the old woman and in the hope that the land could hold a secret. Then, one cold and foggy morning, Daniel noticed something unusual. Small green shoots emerged from the salty soil. The leaves were thick and slightly bluish. Daniel's heart raced. Slowly, The plants grew. They resisted the harshness of the soil and the sun. Each day they became stronger and taller. Months passed. Daniel cared for the plants carefully. He watered them with rain whenever it fell. He protected them from animals and curious neighbors. One day, while examining the roots, he saw something shiny. It was small, round, and white. He picked it up. His heart skipped a beat. It was a pearl. It was not from the sea. It had grown from the earth itself. Daniel examined more of the roots and found dozens of pearls hidden among the plants. Some were tiny, others larger than a pigeon's egg. His barren land had become a treasure. Word spread quickly through the village. People came secretly to see the plants and the pearls. They whispered in disbelief. Minister Charles heard about it. He sent spies to investigate. At first, they laughed, thinking Daniel had planted ordinary herbs. But the plants were different. They glowed slightly in the sunlight and had thick roots. Charles grew jealous. He wanted the land for himself. He sent thieves at night to steal the plants, but every attempt failed. Those who approached the field at night ran away in fear, claiming they saw shadows and strange lights. The field seemed protected by a mysterious force. One night, the king himself appeared. He dressed simply, blending with the night. He asked Daniel about the land. Daniel explained everything. The cursed soil, the mysterious old woman, the strange seeds, and the pearls. The king listened closely. Then the old woman appeared again. She revealed her true identity. She was no ordinary woman. She was the king's grandmother, a guardian of the kingdom's secrets. She had waited 4 years for someone patient and faithful enough to discover the land's hidden potential. The king smiled. He explained that the land had never been a punishment. It had been a test. He wanted to see if Daniel could recognize the kingdom's hidden treasures. Daniel's patience, loyalty, and faith had turned a cursed land into a source of wealth. Daniel realized that even the hardest challenges could bring rewards. The land that everyone mocked had become a source of pearls. It symbolized courage, perseverance, and wisdom. From that day on, Daniel cared for the land with pride. He continued to protect it from those who would take it by force. Emily stood by him, helping him nurture the plants. The villagers watched in awe and respect. Daniel learned a simple truth. True treasure is often hidden in what others dismiss. With patience, faith, and effort, even the impossible becomes possible. And so the once cursed land became a shining example. It reminded everyone that hope and determination could turn despair into wonder.